Welcome back. This is another exciting episode of Mr. Takeda Teaches Algebra. And this is a brand new bonus lesson on identifying slopes. This is something that I think kids should be able to do very readily. It's not really taught explicitly like this, but I'm going to try. Let's get started, shall we? Let's go. Okay, so let's start with a slope you should already know by looking at it. And here we have our friend, the horizontal line, and we should already know that the horizontal line has a slope of 0. Okay, but what about, I'm going to show you another line here, and that's going to be this guy. This guy has a slope of 1. This line has a slope of 1. The green line has a slope of 1. And what do we mean by a slope of 1? Well, a slope of 1 means that my change in y is equal to my change in x, right? We use a triangle to represent change. Change in y equals change in x. So, for instance, if my x increases by 2, my y increases by 2. If my x increases by 5, my y increases by 5. Similarly, if my x decreases by 4, my y decreases by 4. So since x's and y's are equal, we have a slope of 1. Okay, so remember this. What about this line? What about the orange line? Okay, so let's consider. If this one is 0 and this one has a slope of 1, all right, so the slopes are increasing. Look, we're just looking up in here right now. If the slopes are increasing as we go from 0 to 1, then anything up here would be greater than 1. In this area, oops, let me use a different color here. Up here, the slopes are greater than 1. In this case, this has a slope of 2, right? Y increases by 2 as x increases by 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. This has a slope of 2. But anything up in this area above this slope of 1 line will have a slope greater than 1. Okay? So what do you think the slopes are going to be in this area between 0 and 1? What do you think? So if you said anything that has a slope between 0 and 1 in this area, right, in this area between 0 and 1, these would be fractional slopes. So in this case, oops, slopes are what? Slopes are greater than 0, but less than 1. In this area, these are fractional slopes. And of course, positive. We already know positive and negative, I think. But let's review positive and negatives. Okay, so if these are slopes greater than 1, and then we hit 1, as we come down here, we're coming in this direction, right? 1, and then we go through the fractions. They're proper fractions, right? These are proper fractions because they're less than 1. Proper fractions. And then we get down to 0. What happens if we go less than 0? That's right. Anything below this line would be, this is where we get the negatives from. So the negatives have a slope that we've already seen in class. The y's decrease as x's increase. So this is our negative area. But these things still apply. So for instance, if it was a very shallow, anything up in this area here, these would be fractional again. These would be fractionals. Okay. Anything up here would be negative numbers these would be, in this case, they'd be less than -1. Okay, so I just want you to be able to kind of look at some graphs real quick and see whether or not you can identify them as being slopes greater than 1, or if they're fractions between 0 and 1, and again, negative fractions and negative numbers that are less than -1. Okay, so that's it for now. You have a few things I want you to look at on the rest of the Juno Pod, but other than that, have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.